Pozdrav svima, evo nas na Sparkling Wine Festu. Sa nama je Stefan Neumann, Master Sommelier, originally from Austria.
Correct, yes.
I heard it on the panel. How do you like Sparkling Wine Festival so far?
It's wonderful. It's great to see a room full of professionals, a room full of people which simply love bubbles in their life. You know, there's always a moment where we say more bubbles, less troubles.
Yeah.
So it's great to see that there is this wonderful mixture of professionals and sparkling wine lovers here, and it's extremely professional organized. The venue is fantastic, and we've got as well a sparkling wine in our glass. What else could be better?
Yeah, what else could be better? Cheers to that.
Cheers indeed to that.
Yeah. Tell me more for our audience. I heard it well, that in 2017 you became Master Sommelier.
That's correct. Yeah, it's an exam which is effectively 3 parts, and before you are invited to take this Master Sommelier exam, you have to complete 3 other levels before, which is the introductory, the certified, and the advanced. And I was lucky enough to work with a few people together in my life which either have passed this exam and which helped me, because it's very much about a community. And I had my first attempt for my Master Sommelier exam in 2013. And then I passed it in 2017. So it took me 5 years.
5 years?
5 years, yes, of my life.
And how old are you?
I'm 41 years old.
That's so much life in front of you to reward yourself with that diploma.
Very good. How old are you?
I'm 36.
36?
Yeah.
You look incredibly young for 36.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Must be all the sparkling wine.
Yeah, amazing. This is, we in Croatia, we like Šember a lot. Yeah, amazing winemaker.
Yeah, same here.
I heard on the panel also that you, Tony, and Suvi, and you've been around Plešivica to visit, to see how our sparkling wines are made. So what do you think so far about Croatian sparkling wine?
I am utterly impressed. The quality I've seen, the attention to detail, the love for the product, the passion which is behind it, the people which are not only responsible and they don't see it as a day-to-day job. It's for them their life, and they can really see this is wonderfully transformed into the product they have. Great, fantastic vineyards. I think they've got a fantastic approach with either organic or biodynamic farming, which very much seems the future for great quality sparkling wine. And what I've seen so far was nothing short but impressive. And I personally cannot wait to see more on the international markets. And I'm actually really thankful that I had the chance to experience it.
What about that part? So when we are talking to develop it on international market, what do you think? What should Croatian producers do? Or to give them some maybe advice, what to do to make it possible together?
I think you have to see the long-term goal and the long-term vision of Croatian sparkling wine. You take other sparkling wine areas around the world, there's very, very few which just managed it with sparkling wine alone. Champagne being maybe the best known example. You would know maybe some Côte de Champenois, some still Pinot Noir, some still Chardonnay, but the real heart of Champagne is sparkling wine. The reason why I tell you, why I say this is because just purely making it on the international stage, in the international market with only sparkling wine is going to be a challenge. Because it took Champagne hundreds of years to get where they are. The great advantage you have in Croatia that you not only make great sparkling wine, but you have as well fantastic still wine to back it up. You have great Pinot Noirs. We tried some great Pinot CV with Pinot Gris. We tried some fantastic, and I really want to use this word carefully, natural wines, but they were made with the utmost care and the utmost attention to detail. So you've got, besides the sparkling wine in Croatia, some fantastic still wines which are there. This will be the secret to success, I think, in the future, especially if Croatian wine producers work together, present themselves as a group of producers, as a wine country as a whole. And I think this really relies on the fact that Croatia, as wine producing country, and all of the producers work closely with Croatian wine marketing team together in order to portray a successful and promote their business and the wonderful products they have on an international stage. It does need a collaborative approach, and it needs working together more than anything else sometimes.
In that term, let's say England, they are developing a lot, maybe the best ever, to do something to promote their sparkling wines. Is that the government who is doing it to helping them, or they are just doing it alone?
It's a combination of different things. So you've got investors in the different sparkling wine estates in the UK. You've got certainly a government-sponsored support, but you've got as well competitions like Wine GP, which is actively encouraging and bringing people together to promote it on a domestic stage within the UK, but as well outside. And because what I think helps the United Kingdom and England specifically, it's not a wine producing country as of such, but it has a great history in wine trading. So there is a very, very high amount of high value wines, which is being traded within London or within the UK. So it's sort of a wonderful country for people which buy wine, trade wine and drink wine. So naturally then starting to be a wine producing country, and it's not a big amount of hectares or acres which you have in the UK, but naturally the attention shifted because you've got so many people which love wine in the UK. They were like, hang on, English sparkling wine, English wine, it's interesting, let's give it a try. So I think they had a good community already of supporters within the country.
Yeah, yeah. And that's exactly because the London is like the center of gastronomy, hospitality. Let's say that it's easier to sell. There's so much more than, let's say, here in Croatia. But like this part of Eastern Europe is huge. But,
I think now you've got lots of potential, and there's certainly the room to grow for Croatian sparkling wine is massive. And yes, you've got London as a hub within the UK, but you've got, not to be forgotten, if you go to Scotland, Edinburgh is really a sort of a new hotspot. And there's nothing saying in the book that Zagreb could not be as well a fantastic wine capital.
Yeah, yeah.
If it not already is, but it can absolutely be a magnet of attracting foreign investors, domestic investors, and people which support Croatian wine.
Yeah, for sure. But there need to be a lot of things done to do it,
Nothing happens overnight.
Yeah, of course. That's why the champagnes are the best. Yeah.
Yes.
So tell me this thing. So you worked at the Fat Duck.
Correct, yes. Yeah.
With Mr. Hestona Blumenthala.
Yep.
Who is one of the most famous chefs, probably with Gordon, the most famous. So what does it take to be in that position, to rule that restaurant? How does every day look like in Fat Duck?
Well, every day is a challenge. I was lucky enough at that time that it was one of my first jobs in the UK, so I was not solely responsible for running the wine program there. At that time, I have to give credit to a fantastic gentleman, which is Isabel, as a Master Sommelier, which was the head sommelier. We had a great team of sommeliers there from all across the world. What it takes to work in a restaurant like this is you have to love what you do. The dedication and the passion which you need to put into this, it needs to be more than what your job description would say. Every day will give you a new challenge. Every day will give you something where you'll be proud of. When you walk out of the restaurant at 2 o'clock in the morning, you feel energized and you feel like I've done something good.
Yeah.
And working with a gentleman like Heston, it is not only an honor, but you can always learn from him. I had very close contact with him after as well, because after the Fat Duck, I used to work and run a wine program in London for a restaurant called Dinner by Hestona Blumenthala, which was a 2-Michelin-star restaurant within the Mandarin Oriental Hotel in Hyde Park. And working with him is an absolute joy, because I should never be intimidated by the title. He would tell you what he thinks, he would tell you what he knows, and it's about a collaborative approach, because in the end of the day, I think that would go for Gordon Ramsay to some extent as well. When you work with a celebrity chef or a chef which is particularly well known, ultimately, we work together to give the best possible experience to our guests. We are not paying ourselves. The guests which are coming through our door, which are trusting us to spend an evening with us, that's the most important thing. And I think every great chef will know that in order to create the best possible experience, it's about a collaborative approach with your sommelier team, with your front of house team, with each and every staff member which is working with you and for you.
And is the Heston, is he like old school chef?
He's a, how to describe Heston? I think if you get the chance and you go on YouTube and you watch a few videos from Heston, you will quickly realize he's a self-taught chef. He spent pretty much, I think, a few weeks in one professional kitchen, which was called Le Manoir Garde Saison, which was a two-star restaurant in Oxford, but otherwise he's self-taught. So I would not call him old school by any means. He's got a very forward thinking and he's challenging the norm. Very often his slogan or motto was question everything, which can be sometimes a bit frustrating.
Yeah, of course.
It always gives you the opportunity to look at it with a new set of fresh eyes. So I think Heston blends in like a Thermomix, the very, very best things of old and new school, being innovative but traditional at the same time. So I think he respects what has happened, but he learns from the past and gets the very, very best out of it in order to get it to the next level for the future.
That sounds complex a little bit, but
yes, it does.
but it's not easy to be there, to be that kind of chef, to be recognized so much. It's not deserved. It's well done, deserved.
But
yeah.
you have to say Heston is a big wine lover, so he enjoys wine. He understands wine very well. His knowledge is fantastic, and he's got a very good technical approach. Sometimes when you have the chance to spend some time with him, may it be 30 seconds or 5 minutes, it is something which gives you that extra energy. Suddenly it lifts any weight you might have off your shoulders and you feel energized and you feel happy about it. That's a very special thing to have for a person.
And what happens in moments? So you come there, you work there, you get a menu. I heard that menu was pretty much the same like all the time. And what do you do in that position? How do you change the wine? How do you pair it? What is the strategy for you?
Yeah, I think when you pair food with Heston's food with certain wines, there's always a surprise element there. And I do recall always a specific dish which was poached salmon, and that salmon was poached in licorice. Licorice is normally more used for sweet elements and within desserts. So it's a quite challenging element, licorice. Not easy to pair with wine. And this was actually served with some artichokes, another very tricky element. Plus there were some grapefruit seeds, hand-picked grapefruit seeds, again, quite high acidity, so quite challenging. And sometimes you had some cream elements there as well with some egg yolks and or some egg whites. So you had like a few tricky things to pair with wine. And the best thing which you can do is actually, because not every day and you will have exactly the same wine at your disposal. You will have to have a good memory collection what this dish tastes like, and you need to try it a lot throughout the time when it's on the menu with different wines. So you never rely on one perfect pairing. In my opinion, in order to make successful pairings, it's not only about the dish and the sauce and the ingredients and all of it. It's about the person you recommend this pairing to. You may not recommend the same thing to 5 people. You have to change because not everyone will like your recommendation and maybe not everyone wants to initially trust you. You need to build this trust. So you never rely on one wine. You always have a few aces up your sleeve for another wine to be recommended.
Yeah, but that requires huge knowledge of you.
It requires a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of luck.
But to try the meal and to think about, you must have a lot of knowledge. You cannot just say, I would like to have some Cabernet Sauvignon and to pair it with this. It doesn't work like that.
I think in order to create successful pairings, you have to have tasted a lot of wines in your life. But I think maybe it's fair to say the most successful pairings and the most successful sommeliers out there, if you can sort of remember in your library, in your head, what certain wines taste like, aroma, flavor, the structure elements, the acidity, the alcohol, the tannins, how much was the oak influence. If you build a library for 5, 10, 15, 20 years of different wines, and you can recall this profile reasonably well, when you taste this specific dish, you will have an idea that you say, I like this dish, I understand this dish, I understand the ingredients, I understand the thing the chef wants to achieve with this dish. Then you will have a good idea as a sommelier that you would say, I have maybe in my head 5, 6 wines which will work, or at least styles of wines which would work.
Yeah. And do you, in that moment, do you recall like varieties, special regions? I mean, you have a lot of in your head, but let's say if you think Sauvignon, you would say New Zealand, Australia, or whatever.
I think it's a combination of both. I sometimes recall moments or experiences which I had. I will recall certainly grape varieties and styles, and I will recall people which I tasted this wine with, or people which produced this wine. You know, not every wine will taste exactly the same every day, because you will not taste exactly the same every day. It does depend on many different factors, how you feel, what is the temperature in the room, what is the glass you're using. But what you should try to recall is a rough DNA structure of this specific wine. And you'd be like, I can imagine a specific variety with a specific acidity level from a specific producer, and I want to try this. I think the secret to success lies that you don't overthink this. You taste the dish, you enjoy this dish, you want to bring the same joy with your wine pairing to this. So you will think about a wine which has brought joy to you and which you know from a structural aroma and flavor point of view will pair well with this dish. And then, very important, you have to try it.
Of course. Tell me, Suvi told me that your tastings are out of this world, that you have a lot of knowledge to do that, to lead people and to learn them how to taste the wine.
It's very nice that Suvi is saying that.
Yes, it is.
You know, I see this in a way of, no matter what you do in life, there will be always someone which will help you to achieve a certain goal which you might have. So if you want to achieve that you will become a better blind taster, that you're better in a specific topic with wine, you will have to have someone, may it be a good teacher, may it be a mentor, may it be a family member, which helps you.
Yeah.
I'm a strong believer that in life, regardless of your profession and regardless of your actual job, may it be in the tech industry, may it be in finance, or like for us in hospitality or in wine, you will have to have someone along the way which helps you, which gives you advice, which gives you tips. I think that within the world of wine, it's quite difficult to achieve really anything just by yourself. You have to work in a group, you have to collaborate, you have to learn from each other. And you have to have the understanding that every day you learn something. Every day is a school day. The one thing which is for me important, and that's maybe one of the reasons why Suvi mentioned it, if you have this knowledge, it's really important that you share it with people. It has absolutely no argument in the world not to share the knowledge which you have. It would be very selfish and it would only feed your own ego. What is important that you go out there and you actually try to help people, because one day you help someone which will help another person. So I feel like it's a service to the wine community and the wine society which we are in, that we help each other. Yeah. And nothing in the world, nothing great in the world is just purely achieved by yourself. So I see it as a duty that people help me in the wine industry, I will help them.
And I think that sommeliers, winemakers, beer makers, distillate makers, spirit makers, they need to expose themselves a little bit in this kind of formats. to talk about it for 2 hours, no TV format, nothing, just talk and let people know what you do. And some people will be interested. A lot of people just want to hear how it's whiskey made, how it's champagne made. You know, that's in our culture. We like to drink, we like to eat. What else?
I mentioned this before, but I don't think many great things have been created in this world by having water in front of them. Very likely there was a product involved, hopefully was fermented and was alcoholic. Normally what alcohol and wines, spirits, the whole category as of such does, it brings people together. And by bringing people together, it is the social element and the social, you inspire yourself and you inspire others. And with this, good ideas are created. So I think it's a wonderful liquid, may it be fortified, may it be a spirit, may it be simply fermented. But if it does one thing, it brings people together to achieve more than 1 + 1 is 2. It's then greater than the sum of its parts.
Great example is vermouth. Like a lot of people in Croatia, they think that's the brand that's called martini. You just pour it like in a cup, in a martini glass, and they just drink it like. It's a funny thing, but it's a beautiful product.
It's great that you mentioned this because I think it has a bit of a revival over the last years.
Yeah.
And I had yesterday with someone, which is just next to us, a discussion about this, and we talked about great vermouths of the world. And I think there's the diversity and the depth of different vermouths you find these days is fantastic. And we actually exchanged a few of our favorite vermouths, and we were like, what do you think about this one? What do you think about that? And I think vermouth is one of these examples. History is sometimes repeating itself.
Yeah.
There was a period where it was not so popular, but now you've got brands which are really pushing the limits of how great vermouth can be.
Amazing product. Let me ask you about the service. So, how should actually waiter act? What should he do? How he should act in those positions? But let's not talk about Michelin 3-star restaurant. Let's talk about regular restaurant. What they can do to be better?
Well, I think the most important thing is you have to be yourself. You have to have the ability to show that you want to be here. And any guest which is coming through your door, regardless if it's Michelin star or not, you should treat somehow guests as like if they would come to your home. If you give them that feeling of warm and welcoming and being engaging, I think you can get a lot out of it. I always feel like if you invest some time to listen to your guests, if you invest some time understanding what they want, and then doing it to the best of your abilities, to the best of your knowledge, and if it's genuine done, so it really looks like and it feels like that it comes from your heart, that's simply the most important thing. Don't try to be someone else. In hospitality, I think being authentic and genuine is hands down the most important thing. Knowledge will always come with time. No one has started as a waiter and knew everything from day one. But what you can do is be the best version of yourself.
Yeah. So welcome everybody like they come to your home.
They will get a lot of champagne in my home, or a lot of sparkling wine.
So what do you do now? What's the future for you?
Oh, what's the future? I can tell you. I'm right now in the process of growing long hair, and the future is I want to be it like you.
Why?
What's the future? I think there's many answers I can give to this. Regardless what will happen for me, I love my job, and right now I'm in that phase where I'm self-employed. I have the great joy of working with a wine importer. I have some private clients. I have the great joy of working with multiple different sommeliers together and helping them in achieving their goals. And I do this through a blind tasting online series. I do this through one-to-one sessions. I do this in group sessions or in like master classes like today. So if I can continue to share what I've learned and continue to learn from others, that's already a very good future for me. If I can continue to be happy, motivated, what else can I want? I think if I'm able to get the world more to listen that sparkling wine, maybe from Croatia, but in general, wine is a wonderful liquid, and it somehow speaks every language, bonds every religion, and overlooks any political differences we might have. There's very, very few things in the world which can be literally speak every language and come and bring so many people together. So if you ask me what my future is like, as long as I'm happy, healthy, and share my passion for wine in a small or in a big circle, I'm happy.
Stefan, nicely said. Thank you very much for doing this with me. 30 minutes like this.
Like this. Thank you so much.
Thank you one more
You've been
time.
great. Thank you.
Thank you. Pozdrav, vidimo se. Amazing. I need to tell my dad that I'm sitting with Master Sommeliera.
Oh, very good.
Thank you.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you again.